I might just relocate there for a few months. Now, this is not like a certain thing yet, but I just do want to see what it's like there, and I'm pretty set on it already because I have been there before.
I'm so good at pretending, keep on smiling in my tiny bubble, like a movie without ending. I let the sun go down.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Chen Yang here, and I hope you guys are doing so well. So welcome to just a chill vlog with me, really a day in the life, full day of kind of eating, what my exercise and training is like at the moment, and a bit of a life update because I know that I have been a bit MIA for the last month and a bit, but I will go through that in this vlog, and I guess like the reason behind everything. It's not that deep. But right now I'm just gonna go and hit a boxing session. So pun unintended, that was not funny, Chen Yang. I'm just gonna go out and try boxing for like the first time, like one-to-one boxing, because it's something that I've really wanted to get into, but because I was like competitively bodybuilding and everything in the past, I wasn't really allowed, I guess, to do these extra things because one, it would affect my recovery, you know, like it just would impact, I guess, how productive my off-season and growing phases could be. And then obviously I don't think I could have been doing that during a prep, but those days are over. That reminds me of like that Florence and the Machine song, like the dog days are over. Anyways, those days are over, and you know, ultimately for me right now, you know, I think fitness and all that is just about moving your body, seeing what your body is capable of doing, right? Like what can it do? And I think it's amazing what our bodies can do. So I am still like primarily focusing on like resistance training and lifting because I just love it. I love getting stronger. I love that feeling. You know, I love kind of working on my body in a physique way as well because, hey, which girl, like what girl doesn't want to look her absolute best, right? But beyond that, just like being able to hit those PBs and like progress and just like the discipline and everything that the gym cultivates, I love it. It's my happy place. But that doesn't mean that there is no room now for a sprinkle of other things. So boxing has been something I've been really wanting to take up on. I've done like boxing classes before and stuff, but I haven't done like one-to-one proper boxing where they actually teach you like the proper technique. So I'm very excited for that. It's quite early. It's a 7 a.m. class, well 7 a.m. session, just because he is like fully booked. I am pretty booked this week as well. So 7 a.m. was kind of the only time where we didn't really have any other obligations because I guess not many people are doing things at 7 a.m. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly grab a banana. Thought I'd tell you that before I go because just want to fuel my session. And guys, like what is the state of my bananas right now? Like if we just look like it's fine. It's what's on the inside that counts, you know. That was a lovely zoom up on my face. But yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that I do have a snack before I go, even though it is quite early. But basically for the past 3 months, actually, I've been really just working at getting my period back. So a little bit of a summary to catch you guys up on is basically like during my like competing seasons and stuff, obviously it's very taxing on your body. So your body's put under a lot of stress. And because of that, essentially your body's like, well, we're not really in a place to essentially reproduce at the moment. So your menstrual cycle stops. And a lot of females will go through this, and I think it's not spoken enough about. Even some of my clients before they came, like before they started working with me, they said like, oh yeah, I went through like these phases of like just binging or restricting and doing like over exercise and stuff, and I lost my period. And I feel like females go through this without actually realizing how detrimental it can be, and that perhaps it's actually not really something to be glamorized or to kind of look over, unless obviously your goal right now is to be a competitive bodybuilder, and then naturally you're going to have to understand you don't do it for health reasons, right? But I think if you are just a female out there who wants to feel her best and look her best, you want to be making sure that, you know, feeling and looking your best is also taking account to the fact that you also want to be your healthiest self. So basically I've made quite a few lifestyle adjustments, obviously making sure that I'm eating enough as well and just reducing stress, both mental and physical stress, both really important. And one thing that I just have a lot of is mental stress because I don't switch off and I find it very hard to. So I've added in a lot of different lifestyle factors such as, you know, like actually trying to meditate, not like meditating, but just giving myself a time in the day in the morning, usually just to sit there and kind of just like breathe and work on my breathing. So I guess it's kind of meditating. Also just trying to set better boundaries with work, switching off, and with food wise as well, just making sure I am having a proper kind of big breakfast and making sure that before I go for a long ass walk or do any exercise, I do have enough food in me. So hence why I'm just going to have like a banana before I do boxing, because it is quite early. I don't really have an appetite at the moment, but I also don't want to go empty stomached. Empty stomached is a word? Yes, that is a word, I think. Empty stomach, yeah. So I'm gonna have the banana. Anyways, that was a bit of a ramble, but if you guys would actually like to hear a bit more about, I guess, my journey with like HA, so hypothalamic amenorrhea, I can never pronounce it, it's such a long word, but HA, which basically is the loss of a menstrual cycle due to these, you know, like stress on your body, then more than happy to do so. Just talk about my journey and how I've kind of recovered. Well, it's been 3 months now and I've had 3 consistent periods, which I think is pretty good at the start. So if you guys want to hear more about that, I'm more than happy to do a sit down video about it, you know, from kind of where it all started before my competing days, to be fair, when I was quite young at uni and I was just over exercising, under eating, going through all these things that many females do because they think that's going to help them tone up and reach their dream body. Now I know it's like the complete opposite, right? But we all kind of go through that. And then obviously through my competing journey, lost it again because again, you're just overdoing it. So if you think that could be beneficial, let me know in the comments below and I will do a sit down video about that and basically what I've done to kind of recover. Obviously, I'm not a medical expert in this field, but these are the things that I've done and that has helped me, and I think, you know, could potentially really help you guys, and it's helped quite a few of my clients, to be fair. So anyways, I'm gonna go box and I'm gonna see you guys afterwards. I'm gonna try film it, but I've never been before, I never met this person, so I don't really want to come in and just grab my camera. Like I kind of want to actually just be there and like learn. But if I do make this a consistent thing, I'm gonna bring you guys along and you guys can come on this boxing journey with me. But I just think it's awesome to explore more ways that our body can move, so why not? And yeah, I will catch you guys later, and excuse like I probably like am speaking like I'm half asleep, because I kind of am, but I'll see you guys later. Also quickly, I know this is a beautiful angle, but whilst I'm digesting my banana, if you are here right now, give this video a like and subscribe because it really does help support the channel. And if you are new here, it's nice to meet you. My name's Chin Yang and I'm an online female fitness coach and lifestyle coach, and I work with women all over the world to empower them to get them feeling their absolute best whilst looking their absolute best, whilst reaching food freedom and just fulfilling their fullest potential. That is what I'm passionate about. So if you want to check out more about that, head over to my Instagram, that's cz.fit, and otherwise enjoy this vlog. Such beautiful weather. Look at that. Well, that was humbling and very fun. We started off with like a quick HIIT circuit just to warm up, and I think that was probably the most humbling. The boxing was fine, it wasn't actually too tiring because I guess I do have like fair bit of upper body strength just from training, but the HIIT and the ab circuits, I was like, oh my god, I am out of my comfort zone. But it has made me realize that I want to do this more often. Like I want to be more functional as well, not just like a great bodybuilder or like have like a lot of strength, but I want to be better with my endurance and better with like ab circuits. And I was doing some ab circuits and I was like, fucking hell, like I see my clients doing this like every day because we have this like ab challenge at the moment, and I'm just like, wow, I'm even more proud of them because they are completely smashing it every single day, and here I am like struggling to do some Russian twists. I'm like, far out, I really need to just like broaden how I'm training because I've been so used to just bodybuilding for so long. But it's so nice just pushing your body into different areas and doing something that you're not used to. Like if I'm used to say like bodybuilding, resistance training and heavy lifting, it's nice now kind of getting myself into like a different position where I'm doing more endurance, where I'm doing more circuits, and you know, maybe training areas I wouldn't usually train. Same thing if you're someone who loves running or you're very used to like HIIT circuits, maybe like going into resistance training and lifting heavy and doing lower reps, right? But like just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, I think it really challenges you, because we can think like we're all super fit, right, and we're great at what we're doing, and we are, but then as soon as we're given like something else, it's like really humbling. But no, that was such a great start today. I feel amazing, so I'm gonna make it a regular thing now. Like I'm gonna do every Tuesday at 10 a.m. instead of a Wednesday at 7 a.m. just because I think it's gonna work a bit better in terms of just getting a meal in as well. But otherwise, freaking great start today. I'm gonna head home now and I'll take you guys through today basically, and just basically what I'm eating. I'm on a bit of a mini diet at the moment, mini cut just before I leave, so I just want to come down like 1 to 2 kgs lighter, so not too much, but just to tidy things up a bit. But oh my god, my arm is like struggling. I'm gonna go grab a coffee right now because I really want a cappuccino. A soy cappuccino, guys. Who's with me? Soy cappuccino. Or are you more of an oat milk fan? Oat milk makes it a lot frothier, I've realized, but something about soy cappuccinos, it just hits the spot. I am like, this is how you kidnap me, guys. If you offer me unlimited soy cappuccinos, I'll be a very caffeined up girl. Anyways, let's go get some coffee.
I'm so good at pretending. Keep on smiling in my tiny bubble, like a movie without ending.
Alright, so breakfast is all made. So we have 2 pieces of toast, avo, some nice like slaw mix, some beetroot, and then 2 boiled eggs here. I tried poaching eggs because I like poached eggs better, but they just never turn out the way that I want them to, so I've just given up. And I know there's like those things that you can buy to poach your eggs, but I cannot be asked. And I like boiled eggs just as much, so it's fine. So I'm gonna have this now, and then I'm gonna get started with work. And then what I'll do later is just probably pop down to my local cafe. It's so beautiful, it's like by the water, and I'm just gonna get some like blocks of like work done. I just find that I'm so much more productive when I am at the cafe. Maybe it's the coffee, but maybe it's just the environment, just changing things up a bit because I am always just like at home. Also, I burnt my forehead from trying to curl my fringe. I do need to get my fringe cut a bit, but yeah, it's just, that was not fun. But anyways, I'm gonna finish this up and then I will catch you guys probably at the cafe. But also, I need to update you guys on my life. Actually, let's do that now. I think that's a bit more interesting than me eating. But basically, since kind of the last month, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, introspective work about what I want to do. And I guess like I stepped away from YouTube a bit because I felt like my identity was very much connected to my bodybuilding preps and like all those series, which I also know a lot of you guys came from, which I am so grateful for. But yeah, it just got me a bit lost because I was like, well, if I'm not doing this now, like what do I document? Like, is my life that interesting? Like, I'm kind of just exploring different areas of my life now. And I was like, actually, why not share that with you guys? Like, I've been doing a lot of exploring in terms of like just like self-mastery, inner work, spiritual stuff, which has been really interesting, and just a lot more holistic stuff that's more aligned with, I guess, where my values are in terms of health and fitness, like doing stuff to really benefit, you know, your longevity, seeing what your body is capable of rather than not just physical, but also performance-based. Hence why I was like, let me go try boxing, let me try these different things. And it just aligns a lot more with, I guess, even my like philosophy with my clients. So I was talking to my coach about this actually, because I've got another coach now, my business coach, who also does like a lot of my training. But he was like, you know, what aligns with you? Like, what are you doing that makes you feel like you're in alignment? And I was like, well, when I'm reading more about inner work, when I'm exploring more of that mindset stuff, of the inner growth, energy, all that, and it aligns with me when I can see these changes in my clients, when I can see that they've started this physical transformation, but it's then allowed them to explore more of themselves, to, you know, pursue more of that kind of inner development and whole round development, building that confidence, but utilizing that confidence then, you know, spring them forwards towards other things that they're exploring in life. And that really excites me. And he was like, well, why don't you just dive into that deeper? Like, it's something new, it's something different, and yeah, maybe you feel a bit out of place and maybe it's like not part of your old identity, but that's the point, right? That was your old identity, you bodybuilding and all of that, macros, you know, all of that. But right now you're in a place where it's like this discovery phase. And even with like the way I'm eating now, like, yes, I still track my macros just because I enjoy it and I am working towards specific goals and I still want to like work on my body and all that, but it's just so much more intuition as well. Like, I will just loosely track when I'm out because I've been tracking for so long now that I kind of know how to gauge food a lot better. So it's kind of taking a step away from that nitty gritty, everything is data driven, everything is tracked to the T, to the gram, to more of a lifestyle approach where I can still make those changes in my body, maybe not to the same extent as bodybuilding, then I don't want that anymore, while still living a much more balanced life, listening to my body, being a bit more mindful. And that's always what I've kind of preached with our clients as well, right? So it's just nice being able to live in that alignment a bit more with what my ethos and philosophies are for my clients, and actually being able to do that myself as well, rather than having this kind of like extreme approach from, say, like bodybuilding, where I never felt like I was in full alignment. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. So I took a bit of time just to think about things and to really kind of see where I was at, where my heart was at. I went away to Queenstown with my family and did some skiing, learned to snowboard, which was so fun. And then I just had like a solo trip to Fiji, and I'm just gonna put in some clips here from the water and everything. And I was going to vlog, but I think I just needed that time to really just think about where I was in that time and space without documenting it, without feeling I had to kind of show someone or bring someone else along. And it was really helpful. Like, I wrote so much down. I kind of realized where I want to go with my life, where I am right now, where I want to take Level Up Academy, LUA. So it was so important that I went away for that trip. And I really recommend it. Like, if you, obviously, like, it doesn't have to be like a holiday or like, you know, like fly away somewhere, but spend some more time alone. If it's like even the weekend, to maybe go for a walk or go to the beach and just sit there by yourself and switch off your technology and just really kind of reflect on where you are right now in life and where you want to be. Are you in alignment? Like, are you waking up every day being like, this is my mission, like my life's mission, this is why I get up every morning and this really drives me forwards? And if not, life's too short not to be living in that alignment. find out what makes you align, what gives you happiness, what you're good at, you know, what gives value to others. A book that I read called Ikigai is amazing, highly recommend it. But yeah, find where you feel most aligned and go pursue it, because life is too short not to. Yeah, so it was an amazing time away, but I am now back and I've realized that I don't have to stick to that same identity of filming my preps and stuff for you guys to follow along, but it's about just showing you guys where I'm at the moment, and I guess letting you be beside me as I go through this like growing phase, or this kind of transitional phase. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna have my breakfast because this looks like hair, you know, when it's like, I don't know. Anyways, looks like straw. I'm gonna finish my breakfast and then I will catch you guys after like client messages and everything.
Backwards. Bruises covering our walls, but they fall down. Diving deeper in the books that we read blind.
Alright, so work block 1 is done. I've done 2 videos that I need to film for my landing page, and now I'm going to move on to work block 2, which is going to be at the cafe to change things up, and it's going to be basically all the tech stuff that I need done for the landing page. So just basically laptop work there, and that's going to be from 11:15 to 12:30. It's already 11:25. The filming took a little bit longer than I assumed it would, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go away now and do that, and then I've got another kind of 1 hour block of work to get done, and then I'll be back for a bit of a late lunch, and then probably just back to some client messages, just kind of rounding things up a bit, and then we're gonna go and get ready for an upper body day. Although my upper body is currently very sore from boxing, like holding the camera up is kind of burning my arms, so this is going to be a very interesting workout. Hopefully we survive. It probably wasn't the best idea to do boxing right before upper body day, but it was the only time that he was available. It was also the only time I was available, and I'm guessing, you know, most people don't go boxing at like 7 AM, so yeah, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and get to the cafe, and I really need some coffee. I have not had caffeine yet, guys. Imagine that. I have so much energy still. Like, I think I'm just a very much like energized person, but it always helps to have a little bit of caffeine for the brain power, Right, so a little outfit check. Excuse how my plant literally takes up the whole mirror space now. Also, if you watched did I show you guys this on YouTube? I'm not sure. It was on my Instagram, but look how much my plant has grown. Like, yes, it's kind of falling aside. I need to get like a better stick to hold it up, but yeah, no, it's grown heaps. Just need to move it out of my mirror so I can actually see myself, but I'm just wearing comfy clothes really. I mean, I got these new shoes, which I absolutely love. They're like the sea foam color, which is, yeah, they're super pretty. But anyways, let's head off to the cafe.
So I'm sitting with you. You gotta keep listening out for this.
This is probably not the safest thing to do, guys. Do not do this. Alright, I'm just driving down to the cafe, and yeah, probably not the best idea to be filming whilst driving without a tripod, because my camera could just slip at any moment. But that's okay. We live life on the wild side. I'm only doing this because my cafe is literally like a 2-minute drive, so don't copy this. Don't do this when you're driving on the motorway or to other places, because that's not practicing safe driving. There's literally no car parks. I might just park further down and I'll just walk. I don't think there's parking. That's why I made that face. Oh, there is. Brilliant. It's a parallel park. Oh god, there's someone walking her dog. Oh god, they're gonna. Oh, can I drive into this? Oh, maybe I can. I'm just gonna try drive into it. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Oh my god, there's a tree behind me. I might bump into. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. She just made eye contact with me. Oh, why do I suck at parking? She's probably like, why is she talking to herself? Cool, I think this is fine actually. Who else can't parallel park, or is it just me? I've been driving since I was 17 now, and I still can't park. But actually I did a really good job today. I'm pretty proud of myself. To be fair, this is a very big space. I could probably fit 1.5 cars, so no excuse for me not to be able to park here, but that was probably the toughest thing I had to do today, honestly. Alright guys, so back home now and it's been a good 3 hours. Like, honestly, there are not enough hours in the day. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? Like, you sit down and you're like off to work and then suddenly you look up and you're like, where has the day gone? It is dark outside and it feels like, yeah, it literally felt like it'd been 10 minutes and I had been sitting there and then I looked up and I was like, oh my god, the cafe is closing and I need to leave because I don't want to be that person who they're awkwardly like, can she leave now because we want to like go home, but she's still sat there and we need to clear the tables. But anyways, I'm gonna quickly make some food now. It's 3 p.m. so I'm gonna make like a light snack and then I'm gonna have my pre-workout in an hour's time as well. And then I'm gonna go work out. Currently, my nutrition is basically, I'm around like 2,000 calories. Not around, I am on 2,000 calories. Protein's around 130 grams. Now, I'm no longer tracking like my fats and my carbs because just hitting amount of protein and I'm just hitting amount of calories instead. Usually I will set like a fat intake just to make sure that people are having enough fats, because sometimes I feel like there's this like inclination to avoid fats because people think it makes you fat, but no, healthy fats are important, especially for females. And then over time with a lot of my clients, what I'll do is I'll kind of just like be like, look, you can be a bit more loose with your carbs and your fats, just make sure you're hitting your calories. But at the start, I think it's good just to sometimes be like, okay, well, this is a minimum amount of fats that you should be intaking. But again, it's like each their own. Some people enjoy having those 3 macros to hit. Some people will just find it a bit difficult and they'd rather just have like calories and protein. There's no right or wrong either, but the main thing really is just your calories and your protein intake. So that is where I am currently. I was on 2,600 before, but I think that was me at a slight surplus. Either that or I was just taking the piss a little bit when I was eating out, especially because I was away like in Queenstown with my family, and then I went to Fiji and my weight did bump up like a kg in a bit after Fiji. And I think now I know why, because the morning buffets, I was like, oh my gosh, like I want a bit of everything. And I do have quite a big appetite and I like wasn't really in the mindset of being like, I really want to be like super strict on myself, because it was just a time for me to just like relax and have a bit of fun. Yeah, so I definitely enjoyed the food there, and obviously I wasn't doing anything but just lying on the beach like tanning my ass and getting sunburnt. So that's okay. So I'm on 2,000 calories. My coach just kind of dropped it down a little bit because ideally what I want to do right now is drop down maybe like a kg or 2 kgs, maybe 3. I'm sitting at around 60 to 61 kgs, which is like the most I have ever weighed. And honestly, I'm not feeling too bad about it. Like I think the past me would have freaked out to be saying this, but I think I've gotten to a place where I understand that firstly, how I'm performing is what I want to be focusing on right now, where my health is at. Also just having detached, I guess, my body fat and my weight to how I see myself. And I can, you know, objectively be like, yeah, I'm not at my most comfiest weight where I'm the happiest, but it doesn't mean I'm less happy about my body. It's just that I'm slightly fluffier than I want to be, if that makes sense. But it doesn't mean that I hate myself, I don't feel as confident. But basically, I am doing a mini cut right now, or like a slight cut, hopefully it's working. My weight stays the same still. But I've only been in a deficit for like 5 days. But anyways, I'm doing it because I made a last minute trip and booking to Bali in literally like 3-4 weeks time. I am going to the UK in a month's time, just to, well, a month and a bit's time, for a business event. Basically, my business mentor is out there and he does like quite a few sort of like masterminds where all us coaches will come together, and he does like a full day of just coaching and business stuff. And I missed the last live one because I just come back to New Zealand, so I was like, I really don't want to miss the next one. Yes, it's all recorded, but I really want to network with people. I want to meet other like-minded coaches, and I just think it's such a good opportunity that I really shouldn't miss out on it, because I've invested so much already into the coaching and into my business that what's, I guess, like some extra flight tickets and some time just actually go over. And obviously New Zealand is like literally on the other side of the world, so I do have to stop over on like in either Asia or like Dubai. So Bali has always been a place I absolutely love. I've been there like 3 years ago with my friends, and basically on my little getaway in Fiji, I realized that part of me is quite like a free spirit. Like I've always wanted to learn more about like, I guess, spirituality and like all that stuff and that inner work, and what better place than Bali, right? And growing up, ever since a child, I've always wanted to live in Bali and be a digital nomad. I had always written about it, but I don't know why I just kind of like pushed it to the side. Excuse my drying in the background, sorry. And I think I just got really comfortable in being back here, and I guess I got a bit scared as well of change and of moving and just, I guess, saying bye to people and being like a rather non-permanent person in someone's life. I don't know, I just always felt like because I had been in London for a bit and I made all these friends and connections, and then I moved back to New Zealand, it's just always felt like I'm in a place for a few years and I make amazing friends and then I leave and I'm never actually permanent in someone's life. And so when I came back here, I was like, oh, I don't want to be in Auckland for too long. And then I made friends, and you know, I made new friends, reconnected with old friends, and yeah, I just got a bit like, oh, I probably don't want to leave again, even though I know this place isn't fulfilling me as much as I'd like to. And then I think going away to Fiji remind me again, like, oh, actually no, like life is so short and I'm in my 20s. I met some elderly couples who were like, you're in your 20s, like this is time to be selfish, especially if you are single right now. You don't have any obligations to be somewhere attached to someone. Utilize this time, like do what you've always wanted to. And they were like, what do you like, what lights your soul on fire? And I'm like, traveling, like Bali, like that was the first place that came into my head. I was like, I just want to be in Bali and work from there. Like I can run my business from anywhere. So why don't I do that in an environment that inspires me, that allows me to meet like-minded people, that allows me to perhaps grow my business further in ways that I wouldn't even know how right now, because right now I'm in this small bubble where I'm just the only one here doing my thing. And it's hard to bounce off ideas when people around you aren't really doing the same thing. So long story short, that's why I have decided to stop over in Bali to London and to spend like a week there. That was the most amount of time that I could actually book off, just because I only just came back, and then just due to timeline wise, I wasn't able to actually find enough time in Bali. So I'm just spending 1 week there in Canggu, where I'm staying at like a co-working space where a lot of entrepreneurs go as well. And the goal is really just to meet like-minded people, see how I like it there, the lifestyle, and then just to see what's out there, so that perhaps next year when it's their dry season again, which is around like March, April, I think April more so, I might just relocate there for a few months. Now, this is not like a certain thing yet, but I just do want to see what it's like there. And I'm pretty set on it already because I have been there before and I really loved just the lifestyle, the kind of atmosphere, the environment. But now if we combine that with, again, the work opportunities and the networking and what I could learn and how maybe I could really take inspiration from there as well, learn more and to implement that into Level Up Academy, into LUA, bring more mindfulness, bring more holistic stuff into it, I think that would be epic and awesome. So yeah, that is the plan. And that's also why I'm like, oh, let me just do like maybe a small cut if I can, just to be like 1 to 2 kgs lighter, just so I can feel a bit leaner if I'm out on the beach and like, you know, doing stuff. Also got some few shoots like coming up in London when I get back. I'm just booking a shoot for me and Izzy because I think it'd be nice just getting some together as coaches of LUA. So ideally would just like to be a little bit leaner. Yeah, so that is why it was such a last minute sort of thing. Don't have much time for it either, and I don't want to do like a drastic cut, so we'll see where we go with it. If I'm still the same weight, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, that is the kind of intentions behind it. I'm just gonna make my lunch now. What do I want? I put a wrap in the toaster. I've been loving having my wraps. It's just so quick and easy. And I will cook up some tempeh that I have. Oh, it's very overexposed. Here we go. Some tempeh, which is really nice. If you guys are vegan or vegetarian, this is a great source of protein. So I'm just gonna cook that, and surprise, surprise, I'm gonna add some slaw mix, some vegetables into it, and that's just going to be my quick snack for now. And then we'll make our pre-workout. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys what I have been working on at the moment, and it's something actually that you guys can really benefit from. So having coached for a while and just having spoken with so many females and just being in this industry, I know that one of the biggest problems holding many people back from achieving their goals, but in a way where they can still enjoy their life and feel like they can sustain this for the rest of their life, is the ability to actually be able to eat intuitively and mindfully. So if you've been tracking for a while or you've been on a meal plan, most likely you would have been in a situation where you're out eating or you've been invited for a social occasion and you get this sort of anxiety or overwhelm around food because you're not going to be out on plan and you're maybe not going to be able to track or know exactly what you're intaking, and that can often throw people off, right? Because then you're like, well, F it, I'm not on plan, so if I'm out, let me make the best out of it, and you end up overindulging or overeating, and it becomes a sort of cycle where then you feel guilty and then maybe you restrict the next day and you find it hard to get back on track, and then you kind of ask yourself, well, what's the point in tracking if, you know, I've had these meals untracked and I have more events coming up? And, you know, it's not a case of being like, no, I'm not going to go to those events, and it's also not a case of being like, well, I can't work on my fitness now because I have these things coming up. It's about finding that balance, right? And it's also about being able to understand how to be a bit more mindful around food and intuitive. Obviously, it's important to be like on plan tracking or on a meal plan if you do have specific goals that you want to reach and be efficient with it. But there's also a fine line between doing that and then really just restricting yourself and living like a robot just for those goals. Like there is that fine line, that balance balance between the two, which is quite important. So I have created a guide for my clients, Automatic Nutrition, which is basically a way where you can just kind of understand how to make nutrition a bit more automatic, hence the name, where yeah, you are following systems such as tracking or a meal plan, but you also understand how to eat intuitively and mindfully when you are out and you're not tracking. Having that hybrid approach where, you know, when people talk about like 80-20 with say the food types they're having or the balance in lifestyle, but also an 80-20, 70-30 to tracking / meal plan versus intuitive and mindfulness. I think it's important that you have both in play in your journey so that you don't get to a point where you've only tracked for so long and you don't remember when, you know, you didn't track or you were able to eat intuitively and not think about food too much and just really listen to your body and know how much your body needs without hitting the fuck it button. So I pretty much just put everything together already, and if you guys are actually interested in it, feel free to pop your details in the link below and that will send you basically this guide over. It's just a video of me going through the guide with you, things that I have already shown my clients which have really worked so well in getting them to break out of that all or nothing mindset, to be more comfortable around food, eating out, being able to stop when they're full, being able to put the food away even though they have more, being able to go to a buffet and not overindulge. Like really great tips to enable you to actually sustain this as a lifestyle whilst reaching your goals or maintaining your results, whilst trying to live a more just intuitive life and kind of stepping away from the systems that got you to your goals. So yeah, if you want that and if you think that could be really beneficial, just hit the link below and just yeah, the guide will be with you. I'm just going to show you guys what it currently kind of looks like. So it's a 32-minute video essentially, so we go through a lot here, okay? And I give you kind of like a cheat sheet on automatic nutrition, what you can expect, you know, the problems, the different phases that we take our clients through, you know, the kind of problem that most people do face when they are tracking all of these different things. So I've just created this and finished it. So yeah, if you are interested in that, just yeah, get the guide below, and I hope that it is helpful. So I've gotten that done now, that's ticked off. That was like a thing that I really needed, just wanted to get done this week. So other than that, I am pretty much on track with what I wanted to get done this week, which is awesome. I've also shown my clients, I tell my clients a lot to do this actually, the planning. So I'm just gonna tell you guys this as well, but if you find that you get overwhelmed with the amount of shit you wanna get done, not shit, amazing stuff that you want to get done alongside, you know, your fitness, time for yourself, all of that. I probably mentioned this in my vlogs before, but Google Calendar or just a planner diary is going to be your best friend. And you may think it takes time to sit down and log things out and plan things out for the week. Yes, but the time you save from it is exponential. You know, it's like an exponential investment. You invest some time originally, but you get so much back from it. So if you don't do this yet, get on your Google Calendar, like plan things out. I will show you, I'll see if I can find a day where there's no like confidential stuff that I don't want people seeing. Actually, this should be fine. Yeah, so if we look at this day here, basically what I typically do is I will just block out everything in chunks. So we have caption, schedule, and podcast, and what I'll do is I will write down essentially what I want through my block here. So my 10 to 12 PM block will be 5 captions, 5 reels, 2 client transformations, 2 podcast episodes typed out. Now that is the time slot I'm giving myself, but sometimes that's not realistic and it may extend further, but at least I have that skeleton framework done and I've given myself a bit of time just because I know that may run over. Outbounds YouTube plan wise, so block out time for this week, 2 informative YouTubes, 1 full day of eating that I want to do and just kind of outlining what I want from it. Got a call there and then podcast recording here. So that's how I would typically kind of structure out my days, and then some days like each day will look different and there will be kind of different. Oh my god, it's so zoomed up. I'm so sorry. This is a very big zoom up on my face. This vlog is just all over the place, guys. But some days will be a bit more different. Yeah, but that is kind of how I block and chunk things out for myself. It just allows me to kind of have an overview of what I want to get done. On my actual planner that I write down, what I'll do is I'll actually write down the like main kind of action tasks that I want to get done. So power tasks that are like top 3 most important things I want to get done today, and that may be part of the time blocks that I've already written in, but it's just quick things that I need to tick off. So trying to keep those nice and short, like top 3 things. I used to write down a bazillion things I want to get done, and I realized like a lot of it was not efficient or productive, and a lot of it wasn't like urgent. So there's this like matrix, I can't remember the name of it, but it's from this book called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, and there's a matrix that you can kind of chunk your actions and tasks that you need to do by. One is like high priority and urgent, second high priority but not urgent, well, like important but not urgent, and then not important, not urgent, and then urgent but not important. Yeah, and then that way you can kind of see the tasks that you need to get done, and obviously you want to get the urgent and important tasks done first, and that should be in your power list, and then look at the other things and then see where you have time slots to get them done. But if it's not urgent and not important, you probably don't want to be spending too much time on that. If you can give it to someone else or get it done in another way, do that. So that kind of matrix has helped me a lot in terms of just compartmentalizing actions and things I need to do, because I used to just write down every single thing, and I think it's almost from a point of being like, let's see how productive I can be by writing down everything I need to get done, and I can just tick off all these things. But it's like, if you're ticking off a really dumb task that's not actually that impactful, is there a point in actually putting it there and ticking it off, or is it just more feeding your ego? Anyways, that was a ramble. So I'm just gonna finish finalizing all of the guides and everything, and then I'm gonna go and basically get myself ready to train upper body. All right, so I was just on a call with a friend, so had my pre-workout then, so I completely forgot to film it, but it was literally just oats and protein powder and some berries and 10 grams of Biscoff, because Biscoff is life. I'm just trying to find some socks to put on so I can go train, but my house, not flat, I'm so used to saying flat, is a mess. I believe I have found the socks that I was looking for. I'm not even in frame, guys. I am such a mess right now. I found one. Where's the other one? Oh my god. Ah! Oh, I found the other one. Cool. Awesome, we have our 2 socks here, so now I can go and train when I put shoes on. Anyways, I'll catch you guys at the gym. Alright guys, so back home now, and I've just made some dinner. So I've just roasted up some veggies and had some tofu on the side because I've just been loving that mix. Something about tofu and tempeh, just so good with tahini or peanut butter. So if you love your tofu and tempeh, if you bake it and then put peanut butter or tahini on it, beautiful. But no, that was a really great workout. I'm not going to lie, my upper body was quite sore just from boxing, but managed to push some decent weights. I have had like a few weeks of inconsistency just because I've been away for holidays and all that, so it just felt like it's been a while since I've been able to actually know what my numbers are and actually like try and log it and have this routine to be able to see my progression over time, which has been a bit irritating. But at the same time, I think it's important to recognize that life is about balance, right? And yeah, 80% of the time you kind of want that routine and you want that consistency, because obviously that's going to get you to your goals and get you progressing, and it's important. But at the same time, like, there may be just like weeks or a month or two where all your social occasions, your holidays, and maybe you being sick just line up together, which is kind of what happened to me, right? Like, I went away and then I got sick, and then I went away again, and then came back and then got sick again. So it's been a while, right, where I've actually had consistent workouts. And it's not to say like I didn't exercise during this time. Like when I was away in Fiji, I did like 2 workouts in the really small gym. With what I had, it was only like a few dumbbells and then like 1 cable machine that was way too close to the ceiling, so I couldn't even do a pull-up without hitting my head. And then Queenstown, I didn't do any workouts because we were skiing and I was with my family, and that was kind of priority at the moment. And the gym was like, I think a 30-minute drive, so I was like, I'm not going to be like, guys, like, let's not do anything today so I can go gym. So I think it's important to put those things into perspective. I know that sometimes it can be quite overwhelming. You can feel kind of guilty, right, sometimes when you're like, oh, but I'm going off track, or like, you know, my coach is giving me this and I'm not able to follow it because I'm going away. But it's like, understand, it's like when you zoom out, it's like a few weeks in the whole year, you know? You have the whole year. Oh, look how cute this is, like lying on my shoulder. You have the whole year to be on track and to do the things that are going to move you forward and where you want to be and work on yourself. But, you know, part of that, like part of working on yourself, is also being able to go away on holidays and go away and do things and just understand that this is a lifestyle, right? Like when you're away on holiday, you're still going to be moving around. You're still going to be walking, moving your body, doing different activities that you enjoy, because this is just your lifestyle. Like you go to gym to move your body, to exercise and to reach your goals. When you're away on holiday, you are probably still moving and being active because it feels good to move your body, right? But just in a different way. Same thing with food, right? Like what I tell my clients is like, if you're going away for a holiday, depending on the situation, like if it's a holiday, then please just enjoy it. That's not to say enjoy it as in go and overindulge and eat everything you possibly can, because you're never going to see it again. You're in this different country and experience it all. Like that's when you know you're kind of taking the piss, right? But it means like, hey, just be more like intuitive, you know, a bit looser with yourself, but still be mindful, you know? So if you say are having a bigger meal in the evening and you want dessert, a lot of different things, just go a bit lighter in breakfast and lunch whilst you're out, and just stay active during your holiday. It's not about being like, oh, I'm going to try track or stay on a meal plan when I'm on my holiday. Like, no, that's not the point. It's just about utilizing that time to be like, this is where I can really practice mindfulness, intuition, to know what my body needs, but to also know that I can give myself that extra room of flexibility here and indulge a little bit, but not go overboard. And then I know that when I come back, I can get right back on track, and that's okay. I think it's the kind of that's okay part that a lot of people struggle with. So it's something that we really do focus on within the community, because I think it's important. Like, your lifestyle's important, your fitness goals are important, you know, but so is your experiences in life, and you have to find a way that it merges all of it together. I think that's also why I realized, like, with bodybuilding, a moment of time was great. It pushed me, it taught me a lot mentally, but it wasn't something that I wanted for the rest of my life, just because it doesn't really align with all these things I'm talking about. Like, these things really mean so much to me, to be able to cultivate a lifestyle where you are thriving in your body and your mind and in other areas, you know, your personal life, your social life, and just really making the best out of life. And I think part of that is, you know, cultivating that discipline that you need to be able to practice restraint and willpower and that, like, self-mastery, but it's also being able to live in the moment, be present, and do those things. So yeah, that kind of got into a ramble for my workout, but yeah, I just hope that if you get anything from this, it's like, you know, important to work on yourself, important to practice that discipline, that willpower, know, you know, where to kind of draw the line for yourself, but also to understand that part of that is also being able to give yourself that freedom, that autonomy to do things, and know that it's that perfect blend, which can be hard. I do understand that, but hey, it's a journey for a reason, right? You're always gonna have up and downs, and you learn more about yourself through the journey. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat my dinner, and then I've just got like a Greek yoga bowl that I'm gonna make at the end, because I always end my day with a yoga bowl, guys. If you've been following me long enough, you know, such a good hack. It literally tastes amazing if you mix a bit of protein powder with yogurt and then put fresh berries or frozen berries in it, and then it becomes this like ice cream. And oh my god, guys, like, the most simple recipe but the best thing ever, and I will take it to my grave with me, you know, like, I have to have it every night. Like, I cannot go to bed without it. Anyway, so I'm gonna have that, and then I'm just gonna, yeah, pretty much tidy things up and go to bed. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming along. I hope that this could have added some value or brighten up your day in some way. If you do enjoy these more like chillax vlogs, some, you know, food, some workouts, some just like life motivation, inspo, where I'm at the moment, leave a comment below, because I think a part of the reason why I struggle to do these so much is because I don't know whether people like them or if I'm just rambling to my camera, right? And I don't know what value is brought out, and I think sometimes it's hard to understand what value you're giving out through YouTube and whether people like your content, because I think on Instagram or like on other social media platforms, you get kind of that like instant response, right? Whereas YouTube, you just kind of see like a number of views. It just kind of feels like a number. You're not really sure if there's actually someone sitting there being like, oh, I'm watching her and I'm, you know, enjoying this. So yeah, just please let me know in the comments. That would make, like, it would make my day, it would make my year, just to know what kind of stuff really does benefit you guys and what you guys actually enjoy seeing. So I'm gonna make more of it, and I'll be more incentivized to make more of it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming along. If you're still here, I freaking love you, and make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!